log into this server up here, and there's like clues on how to get to the next level. So, like for this one, it helps you get logged in. The next level gives you a hint on where to find the next password and like the Linux commands that you can use to find the password. So there's like way more than one solution.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's a very cool way of going about it.
Yeah, because Linux, it's going to be really dry if you're not actually doing something with it.
Hey, where's up? Did you already leave?
I don't know what Seth was doing. I think he went to try to go see about garnering in some more people.
Yeah, I'm about to make an announcement on the speaker. So.
Yeah.
How many people are virtual and how many people are virtual?
Is anyone logged in for restream at this?
Currently, we have 2 people logged in virtually right now. But as far as like the event total, do you remember the virtual number?
Virtual number, I think was like around 100. Oh wait, like all together or just?
No, just virtual attendees.
It has to be at least 100.
Yeah, and then there was like 91
In person.
in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what we have so far. Unfortunately, we're kind of at the later part of the day, so people have dispersed out to whether it be study rooms or stuff like that, and so they're kind of grinding away at their projects. So now it's just kind of getting them to come out of their hacking shells, so that hopefully we can bring them out here. Welcome.
There's a lot of things that are full revolutions going on right now.
Your feedback from the team?
Yeah, it's not me, but there's some people together you see give support for changes that they like to see.
Anything interesting?
Yeah. So last year, December, we had a meeting with Scott, and he pretty much told us what they're not going to do. There's no international invitations for ENT, no guarantee to go up into a leadership stand.
When you say leadership,
I don't know. I didn't understand what was going on really at that time. This was a complaint from the hospital, and they were asking me that some of the other tracks that they were doing. I guess some of the other tracks they do that for everybody.
kind of hold you guys to a little bit higher standard professionally.
That was the thing. And there was tuition reimbursement.
That's definitely.
Yeah. So I mean,
So it's very interrupted by Hughes where you got to use the clicks and so like move through like various different levels.
What? But there are people we got two that.
Or you can move through various different levels. It's basically like a competition. The features, prizes, and stuff like that.
Especially Europe's not from a confidence standpoint. The only way that is like going from the UK to Germany, you basically broke it. Brexit. Germany has a lot of laws about what you practice and who you run. There's a 6-month sentence attached to any position. So,
why is there a broken book?
really complicated, really quick.
No telling.
But the LTV thing, we're gonna talk about this. The bands are getting so diluted in other areas, because they're just struggling for people, so for titles that need to be right now. And we try to really hold true to like a lead position usually comes with 5 years of experience. So to say I'm gonna be 2 years in and jump straight into LTV when enough, I've had some Aspire before, but you just finished the Aspire program and I'd rather have you hire, you're just not. But yeah, because your performance until you become a full-time person for a year out of a job.
When does it start?
Huh?
When
This
does it
is a great
start?
contribution.
I think they already have, but they're hopefully going to be garnering some more people.
Yeah, so, are you familiar with the way that a company works overall? Maybe you probably know all this. If you don't, talk to Chelsea.
I mean, not every job, but I know the proper band.
So, we have, like, starting is.
You.
Yeah, can sit. Hey, come on. Maybe not right next to the mic. I'll go back.
We're starting to garner quite a few more online attendees, and one of them is asking what the prize is.
The prize
Yeah.
is a JBL speaker, and to win the prize, we're going to see at the end of the time limit who's made it the furthest in the game. And, you can show that you've reached a certain level beyond everybody else. You can give you a prize. I don't know about giving it to someone who's participating online though, since they're here.
I don't think, as long as they're local, they can find a contact to pick it up from. We're happy to, however you guys want to distribute it.
Yeah, we can distribute the prizes to virtual attendees.
So one thing to do too, if everyone gets the same level, you may want to have them every time they clear a level, do some kind of like proof or screenshot that won't give it away to another team. That way we can track who got there first.
Okay. Yeah. I think if people could message me in Discord privately, yeah.
Yeah, so I can just go ahead and send out your name.
That's a good way for you to kind of, that way you just scroll to the bottom and see who got the furthest, fastest.
So are you Braden? I'm
Yeah.
assuming? Okay. So let me just copy your Discord username. And then some people online are also asking how they participate. And so.
Okay, we'll get to that part after we finish this presentation. So we can start whenever you guys think is a good time.
Okay. I will go ahead and post the name. So message. The Hacklahoma Discord.
I have an offhand question. I know you guys have 2 locations, one downtown and one really close to Edmond. Is there a difference between the 2 buildings? I have always wondered. I always try to find one.
Do you want me to do it again?
You can tell.
Okay, so Baker Hughes is made up of multiple different product lines. Traditionally, you think of Baker Hughes as oil field services and oil field equipment. Hey, I want you to drill a well, I'm going to cement a well, and all that fun stuff. The other end, and that's what they do up in Edmond. That is the field service side. That's where they manufacture drill bits, motors, things like that. So it's a manufacturing service side. Downtown is where we're all from, the Energy Innovation Center. Oh, great segue.
The building is beautiful. I love that building.
Thank you. So we are here, and we are a horizontal that spans all of the tech companies. The other 2 product lines that we have, and they're kind of shuffling around right now to make federal alignment, are digital solutions and TPS, which are those turbo machinery and process solutions. Turbo machinery and process solutions are heavy-duty aeroderivative gas turbines for power. So take an airplane engine, like a large one, stick it, on a barge or in a tractor trailer or something like that, and actually make it to where it's a gas generating power unit. The other side is digital solutions, and these are inspection technologies. These are ways to actually communicate and control with all that equipment, as well as some imaging equipment that you could use for like end of production line inspections. We make CT scanners, we make ultrasonics, we make all that fun stuff too, borescopes. So it's really we make engines, we make all the stuff to control them and run them, make all that interconnection with the data that comes off of them. And we have a lot of programs on that. We also do all the imaging, processing, machine learning to make it easier for us to actually inspect things and things like that. So at the EIC, we span all of those product lines, and you're doing wonderful. We spend all those product lines, and we're kind of fortunate we get to work on any of those projects that get brought to us. So, when one day we're working on energy transition, Rashida's actually new to us for about actually a month, right? Yeah. And she's working on a flow battery, which a flow battery is simply a stack of cells that you flow electrolyte through to charge and discharge it, versus a lithium ion or traditional lead acid battery. So something that's more focused on energy storage and energy transition. We can do that, as well as you've been working on.
I worked on a project that does defect recognition for one of our CT scanners. Basically, for batteries, you take an X-ray of the battery, and the AI software needs to automatically find those defects in there. And once the product company has that technology, they can tune how they're accepting and rejecting batches of batteries, things like that.
Some of our largest customers in that business are OEM for electronics. So cell phones, laptops, any of that. And these pieces of equipment stand on the end of production lines. So every cell phone on the production line will go through it, and you get CT very quickly. It's kind of that end of line check to say, hey, that battery's good, bad. Hey, I'm missing a component. Why is somebody's hair in there? That kind of stuff. They'll be able to do that.
I had no idea you guys had your hands in so many things.
Yep. It's a very diverse company when you start digging into it. But in Oklahoma, we're an energy state, so that's where it's most prevalent.
Yeah.
You want to roll on in?
I think actually it would be a good time to talk about the Aspire program. Something I think a lot of participants might be interested in and eligible to participate in.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do a little introduction because I'm a part of the Aspire program. And what it is, it's a development program. It's about 2 to 3 years where you go through different rotations. So you're filling different positions. We have 7 different tracks. So I'm in engineering and technology, and there's a lot outside of that. So I'm in my second rotation. So last year I was working in Boston at one of our product companies, Penmetrics. And I'm an electrical engineer by education, so what I was doing was like battery work type stuff. So I'm doing that again here, but different. It's a much larger scale. But it's been pretty cool. So far we meet a lot of leaders in the companies. Like we had a meeting where the CEO of the company came, and that was pretty cool. And other people too. Outside of the pandemic, it's supposed to be a little bit more of a in-person touch to it. So we have camps and trainings that are typically in person, but with everything going on right now, we've had them virtually. That picture there is of a volunteer event that they did, I believe, in Houston. Maybe, I don't know. It's one of our events. So yeah, right now I'm my second 6-month rotation. So far, so good. Just started, just moved to Oklahoma, and that is a part of it too, that we do move around for each rotation. So I never saw myself living in Boston, moved to Boston. Never saw myself living here, moved here. So who knows what's next? And then after you finish your rotations and you roll off into a permanent role, you go through kind of an interview process again when you figure out what exactly you're interested in doing. So it's just a really cool way to explore different professional capacities within your field, you know. So yeah, pretty cool. What he does is cool too.
Yeah, I didn't come into the Aspire, but just I've got to know quite a few of them, and like you said, before the pandemic, they were kind of a little bit more travel and in-person time, uh, but a lot of people get to go to cool places. Florida, Houston, Boston sounds really fun to me personally.
Colorado, Nevada,
Yeah.
pretty much anywhere around the US, we have a presence, so there's opportunities.
And in other countries too. There are a couple of us, a lot of us actually, like Italy. And
Yeah, it is truly an international class. This year, I think we're hiring 64 people across all of the different career tracks. So you'll have the ENT, which is engineering technology. You'll also have the business. You'll have a few others that they use for like marketing leadership.
it's very cool.
Yeah, so I guess we could start diving into the workshop now. The goal for this workshop is just to kind of get everybody's feet wet with Linux. Linux is just basically taking over the industry in terms of like compute anything. And it's even really influencing Windows at this point. You'll see soon like Windows subsystem for Linux, and just the way Linux is structured has a lot of influence on like how servers work, how websites are hosted. The supercomputer here, I think it's still called Oscar, right, over by the Weather Center. That's all those guys run Linux on that machine with all those GPUs and everything. So it's really important, I think, to get familiar with it. Even if you're not going to be doing computer science or engineering specifically, if you're doing science or any kind of data science, bioinformatics, what have you, knowing how to get on the system where you're doing simulations and install software and at least get your code to run, it saves you a lot of time and headache and could possibly keep the sysadmins as your friends. So there's like a few ways you can, get started pretty easily. I think what I first did was download a virtual machine software. So, oh sure.
Yeah, sorry. Some of the people online are having a hard time hearing, so if you could.
Okay. Is there a microphone or?
Yeah, I think we can get you some AV equipment. Yeah.
I think, yeah, they usually have on the side.
Yeah.
The little electric podiums.
There should be some AV equipment up there.
I mean, I can speak louder, but I don't know if I'm reaching is it going through the webcam?
It's coming through this little speaker down or microphone down there. So usually we don't have a tough time with it, but it seems a few people are finding it hard to hear.
No batteries.
No batteries? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
That's okay. I'll try to speak up.
All right.
Can
I
you
can
see the
go.
levels or anything on there?
I could if
Yes.
Share. Because OBS usually always shows you the levels at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not sure in StreamYard where to go for that. So I'm assuming if I click in here and go to audio.
Oh, right there.
Yep. Okay. So if you want to speak.
Yeah. Is there any way you could like boost maybe a little bit?
idea.
Yeah, let's just move this out a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Just get closer. That's the solution.
There we go.
Okay, guys, we're gonna readjust. I will actually just kind of move closer over to here, I think, and I'll just create a setup here. We'll set that there for now, and we'll get a good setup going. So,
Are they able to see the presentation?
on online, it's kind of going to be harder for them to see the presentation. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a
So
way for
if
me
you
to
could if you could share the file with me in some way,
Yeah, I can.
then I could present it to the people in the broadcast. And we'll just move this microphone as close as possible.
Who can I send this to?
Skylar Riggle.
Okay. You're Skylar.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. All right. One moment, guys, and we will get a more optimized setup for those of you who are attending with us online for this workshop. Just keep refreshing. There it is. Download. Desktop. Open. Okay, then let me get over here so I can share my screen. Okay, so share a screen, share screen, entire screen. Hide, and then get the PowerPoint pulled up and find the slide that you're currently at. Ooh, should be on the slide that says Linux or VMware.
VMware, please.
Okay, yep, let me get right on there. And from current slide, and there you are. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay. So I think I left off talking about how you can get started with Linux. The most easy approach, I would say, is downloading the software VMware virtual machine. So you're just running a computer inside of your computer. You can download whatever flavor of Linux that you want. There's Ubuntu, Debian, Arch Linux, whatever flavor you'd like. It doesn't have to be a big fancy system with even any desktop. You can just log into a terminal even. Another thing you could do is you can boot from a USB stick that you flash the OS onto. And what we're going to be doing today, which is also pretty easy, is logging into a server online that's called Over the Wire. There's some other online options that are free for having your own Linux environment, because this is like their server. You can't do whatever you want on it. But Amazon and Google, so like AWS and GCP, you can sign up for like some free server time and like start a couple instances of Linux and do whatever you want on there. So I think we can just start this game, right? So the best way to learn Linux, you just need to use it, but like it can be kind of dry if you don't have like a point, like what am I using Linux for? So we'll be playing this game. It's a beginner game. Like the levels start off pretty easy and it'll start to ramp up. I'll try to get everybody started with at least SSHing into the server. And then, you can message me on Discord if you are having some issues. If you need maybe a little bit of a hint, we're here to assist as well. There are these 4 JBL speakers here. They're really nice. So if you make it really far in the game and you make it further than anybody else, we'll give you one of these speakers. They're pretty cool. So every time you move through a level, please like screenshot me the solution that will print out the password and send it to me. That way we can kind of keep track of, who's made it so far. So we'll go to the website now. So you will need some way to SSH into this server. So if you have PuTTY, that's a good option. I personally use MOBA Xterm. I think it will install like some Sigwin stuff as well, but PuTTY also works. I think it might be quicker to download. Is there any way for me to like interact and see if everybody's going to be able to log in? Like any feedback from the audience?
So yeah, they actually have this channel that they can shoot us a message at. So just to reiterate for any of you online, if you have any sort of issues, feel free to message in the Ask Hacklahoma Discord channel. Or if you have any questions, or if you just need to provide any sort of information relative to this workshop.
Okay, so I guess we'll just get started then. So if you go to this website, I'll try to post it in Discord.
Yeah, you can just throw it in the either in the activities or the general chat. Either one would be fine. Yeah, this is our first year doing kind of a hybrid thing with online and in person. So it's been kind of a big learning curve. So.
I'll post some more links so people can get software to log in to the game.
And are one of you guys monitoring the Ask Hacklahoma channel? That'd probably be best, just because I'm sharing my screen and stuff.
Okay.
All right.
I'll move on to actually logging into the game and give you a few tips in case you've like never really used Linux before. So we start at level 0, and the goal is just to find the password to get to level 1. So we will log into the Bandit server.
And I imagine would Ubuntu work perfectly fine with this as well?
Yeah, any Linux will. I mean, you don't need to have any operating system. You just need to SSH into it, and then you're in the Linux system.
Okay, just being sure that because I personally have Ubuntu on my machine, so just making sure that there wouldn't be any discrepancies with that for showing up the example. So we're gonna SSH.
Right. -P, so we need to go to the port that they're offering for us, which is 2220.
It's Bandit 0 at Bandit. Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's in the thing.
So the like naming convention for the levels will be like Bandit and then the level number. So this is level 0, so we're logging in as user Bandit 0.
Bandit.
I have to do a little bit of this for server work.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, we have to like control everything from a command line. The worst part, it was like during COVID, so if we accidentally shut it down, then someone had to drive up there.
Yeah. Everyone's dealing with that now. So I should be able to log in. Just hit enter. If you're on PuTTY, I don't think I have that, but it's a little bit different. Let me try and download it real quick. Let's see if I get logged in. Okay, so you don't need a password for this to get in.
Oh,
So you just hit enter, it'll let you in. It'll give you a bunch of like information. If you want to read through this, there's some good tips in here, but I'll kind of like walk through it. I just cleared out all of that text on the screen by pressing Control plus L. That will like clear your screen. It's a really helpful shortcut. So some useful commands, like if you've never used Linux before and you're brand new to the terminal, basically we are going to be like exploring the file system, and you have tools to do things around the file system. So, let's see where we are at actually. So PWD is present working directory. Like where are we at in the file system right now? We're at home/bandit 0. And to see what's in the directory that you're in right now, use the ls command. On the over the wire page, there's this section, commands you may need to solve this level. So it will give you these hints on which commands will be helpful for you finding the password. So like I showed, ls will show you the file. CD is to change the directory. Cat is like it concats the output of the file. We'll just kind of go through this. So if you hit cat with the file readme, kind of gave away the hacking, but it outputs what is in the file to the standard out. There's some other commands in here. We didn't need them, but what's important from there is this command called man. The man command takes you to the manual pages of the commands. So if I wanted to see how to use ls or cat or file or du, you just type in man in the command, and it takes you to this page where you can look at the command line arguments to kind of like change the output of what the command does. These parameters do different things. If you're in a rush and you're really needing to find what a parameter does quickly, this will work in man pages and like help pages. If you hit slash and then start typing for what you're looking for and then press enter, it will highlight what you're looking for. Like it's just a search option. That's how you do searches in a man page.
So if your connection times out, what should you do?
If your connection times out on the first level and you didn't get logged in, I would say if you're on a VPN, maybe try getting off of it. If you're on a network that might be blocking this, I'm not really sure how we could help with that.
Okay, so it could be that just OU Wi-Fi for my example.
We did.
Is it little?
We just used someone's laptop earlier to log in on one of the OU networks. What are the other networks that are available? Let's see.
The one that I'm currently on is Wi-Fi at OU.
I swore I just used someone's laptop with Wi-Fi at OU, and it got them logged in. I think the people at home will be more lucky.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had any messages yet saying that they've had issues with that part.
I
So
got onto the OU guest network. It just took forever to actually come back with a response.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was slow. I'm trying it now on the hotspot on my personal.
Okay.
See if it's much faster.
Let's see. I could probably get yours figured out.
I just did that one actually. I think the Bandit one server might have gotten
Oh, it's because, okay, so this is a good, good thing here. Did you try this one and it didn't go?
Yeah, this is the one that's currently running.
Okay. So the name is wrong.
Okay.
It's bandit 0 at bandit.labs.overthewire.org.
Oh, over the wire. Okay.
So if your connection is timing out, definitely check the address you're trying to connect to first.
Over the wire.org. Okay. Cool.
Did I get you in?
Yep.
Awesome.
And then, are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yes. All right.
Yeah, so once you have a password like this, you can move on to the next level. You did it. So if you type in logout or like Control D, that will take you out of this server. And when we move to the next level, we'll just go to Bandit 1. Should ask for a password. And we'll paste that long string into the password, hit enter. You can save the key if you want, if you're going to come back. And you're back in the next level.
And so as people are progressing through the game, they need to share with you, just as proof of completion,
Right.
The steps for each level.
Yeah, the steps that you took to get the output, the password to the next level, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, looks like it's good. So, I mean, I'll be here for questions. We have until 5:30, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say around like 5:15, we'll probably call it. So I don't know if there's a way to make a timer available on Discord, or we'll just keep track, call it.
Yeah, that's probably the best option. Sounds good. We're asking people to please post their stuff into the Ask Hacklahoma Discord channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns regarding this workshop. And then for those of you who are submitting your steps, if you could please either put those in the activities channel.
Oh no, please private message them to me.
Never mind. Oh yeah, because game. Yeah,
Yes.
private message. They
There
will
are
be
prices.
deleted if you post them in the general channel. So please message them to Brayden. All right, and we will stop sharing. Well, actually, I can just keep the bandit link up in the off chance that somebody doesn't have it. So.
Yeah, you can SSH, I think, in the server into the next one.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
It might slow down a little.
Yeah, there might be a lot of SSH layers, but
Are you participating super hacker? Are you hacking? What's the life on my phone at? What?
like 50% or something.
50?
Yeah. It's going strong.
Okay.
Is that just like interactions?
That's just account scenes.
Reached.
plus 1.3%.
So we have two quarters.
Okay.
It would be 33 because that's actually really good. So we talk about you doing your presentation. So
Nice.
is what we do.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think some of the fears that we had about, like just kind of having a student sniper.
I stopped in somewhere reserved, but then when I type in the password, it's telling me.
Just stay in that.
So did you copy the password like directly from the?
I ended up, so I messed up somewhere, so I restarted, so I'm doing it from level 0 again.
Okay.
And so when I'm using the bandit 0 password, it's not letting me.
Let's see. Let's set that down. Okay, so your username is wrong.
It is?
Yes. So if you look here, it will tell you like the username is Bandit Zero. So you're logging in as Bandit Zero, not as your own name or anything.
Okay.
So if you go back and you can probably just try it again. Just like try to SSH, but change the username.
I don't remember how you guys did that in the beginning.
Okay, so if you want to backspace all that out real quick and press the up arrow, the terminal is keeping a history of all the commands that you use.
Yeah.
So you can just like kind of scroll through what you used
I
to
ended
write.
up, I exited out, and then I
Yeah.
redid it, so I don't know if it's still.
Yeah, that looked like
it
it
is?
was it. I think that one
This
is
one?
it, right?
This, okay.
That one needs Bandit Zero, and then I think it would work. That one looked right. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, let's see.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, it let you in anyway? Okay. Type LS. Yeah, I guess that's the first level.
Okay,
There you
let's
go.
try this.
It's very unfortunate. I actually do enjoy participating. Shadows, who's reaching out there, right? Doesn't pay any of that. Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
So actually, once we give you the benefit, the very first thing you do is just redo the answers because it'll keep that.
Well, I mean, if
Okay,
we attributed to one person, right? then
Oh,
we would be able to
I was
organize
like,
it.
yeah. Hey, yeah, there's a thing to reset. Yeah, you put like 200 on mine, and I didn't know how to get them all, so it was just
Probably a bit. Yep.
I think it's
Probably sweet. Okay, I don't know, is that?
Yeah, it's cookie dough. Okay, cool. I get ones that had Oreos. That's what you want.
I'm just gonna go monitor the Discord chat to be sure that no one has sent any messages. I haven't gotten any notifications, so I think everyone is good.
Yeah, I'm getting messages from people completing levels, so.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
We've got participants.
Okay.
What level are we up to?
I think someone is working on level 4 right now.
Oh, wow. And how many levels are in the,
Yeah.
it goes on for quite a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, 33. It gets difficult quickly. So,
Yeah.
man, if somebody finishes, that'd be, you guys are ready for the working world.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go. So we're gonna start at 5, and then just kind of after that, then 5. When did it start? Oh, wait. Okay. Should we go ahead and should we go with the
Do what? Yeah, this is usually 260. That point project.
I know
Of these, we have before we're getting, we're going to some machining tasks for some to do that again. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
we should probably go after.
You got the, yeah, something with, so what's the name of your machine or anything?
So should we go?
Okay.
You wanna stop by and check to see if there's anybody there? And then we'll talk about,
So this is like just,
5:30 or
I'm doing something 5 minutes out.
so. 5:45.
This is the first adaptive clear basically. So taking my rough stock and starting to carve out the first processes. But it's so inefficient, just the basic, touch mechanic. So you see all the yellow lines in the rapids where it's going from hole. This will be kind of wood resin. So this shape is basically silicone dish for baking. You can pour resin into it. So what we'll do is like cut out chunks of wood, line them up, pour resin over it to make a solid piece. And then
You said originally reached out, like, hey, you guys are artists, because I think I was doing my backhand and multiple sets at that time. I was like, hey, one of you guys can hold this.
these
And
yeah,
I didn't get a response, so I was kind of.
What do you mean, like?
Well, actually, I didn't get a response until the meeting.
No, that's important. We play a lot of games. This is
Definitely one thing to go through.
pieces here for a lot of different games. They're just showing off the different abilities for the tiles. It was a pretty good video that they did, because this was one of the Kickstarters. Yeah, this is what we did, is because we are making a conduit that was on my family's house that I slapped up years ago. This is like the scraps we're using.
That's your personal stuff?
Yeah, that's my home.
Is this the M1?
Yeah.
Because that's what SolidWorks going so fantastically.
Yeah. But they're all magnets on them. I'm not building any of these because they're more aimed at like the dragons. We do more like this is Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven again. Makes of those too. It's on the bottom of every one of them. Oh.
Oh, you're trying to.
They also make, these are more than, we're actually playing. You've never played a very board game? Oh man, we're gonna start doing Well, I'm just gonna start letting everyone know, like, hey, it's Wednesdays, bring your board games at lunch. I'm like, I'm not employed. That's blue paper.
This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, we did, guess you want to go real quick?
Yeah, honestly, I was like, I just wasn't cheap.
I made 40 minutes. So like, once you get
It just
it,
kind of feels like,
process
you know,
that,
it's from
run it. But it's like, doing one and doing 4 minutes. So this was last night, like, when we started.
Yeah.
So yeah, that way it keeps all the pieces and stuff. That make useful stuff.
Should we announce that to the like sponsors and stuff like that? So we're back on a little bit about what this is, how they can come on.
That brings it.
Will they be available beyond like kind of talk about all the judges or kind of that other places? Because obviously we don't want to like the judging process and stuff, but still I feel like we kind of owe some of these other things. Because I feel like really big on just because they're so like we're able to engage with them. That Boeing, but I mean Boeing's just it kind of seems like they've just been talking about
Basically, put your shot back to it. So exactly, back, which I mean, actually hold it in place while the machine.
Nothing wrong with that, but I mean, if you're gonna sponsor them.
We take slabs of wood, a little bit more of the first round. We get it. So all of the cracks, so, we filled with epoxy. So I took what we scrapped.
Oh, I haven't been to any of those.
I filled it all with epoxy so I could get more life. So it takes something that you would normally throw away or put the burn on.
You just threw it at
So
you.
it'll go away. Now that's something.
But anyway, should we mention that the sponsors?
You mentioned that sponsors are talking about
You want to have that conversation?
Well,
The conversation.
I have a basically two-car garage. 2 of my garage stalls were basically set up. Here's all the wood that we were going to print.
That's figured you
So we're band saws and
Yes,
then these flat pieces of wood.
I'm thinking of website.
Hang it down to the right thickness. That's real. So we're, at the end of this, event, we're gonna have like a project next week.
Okay.
Yeah, so around Asian, we're gonna have one display, and they get to kind of show off to like everyone around. Laser colors. What they're gonna work on. So are you guys interested in just kind of seeing the project, or are you guys kind of just?
What time's that gonna start?
Yeah.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I could check in virtually.
That's cool. So we'll try to figure out, we just have some street. They have a maker space in there.
So we could just bring like
This is their
like a laptop and lift it around from station to station. We could have like little one-on-ones with different girls, so that's
Yeah.
something you guys are interested in.
Yeah, totally.
Because we know like, this is unfortunately, you didn't bring all the people in person, so I know you kind of miss out on like that one-on-one kind of
Right.
interaction that you otherwise would have had, so.
Yeah. And I thought the project gallery from last year looked pretty good too.
Yeah. We already walked around. They're actually working on some interesting projects right now. Like,
I don't actually know what's out there.
one of them are making it, they're dating after OU students.
Really?
So,
That's awesome.
the SCR team, they're doing like I thought it was like a stencil toaster.
It's stencil toaster.
But it's not doing any of it. Like they're actually like printing on, like, it's like, how do I explain? So they would burn on the toaster.
It's smart.
Yeah, so it's smart. It's like a Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi toaster. So you can do text on the toaster.
Really?
It would burn everything around.
I guess it's like the surgeons where you like see Jesus in the toast or whatever.
Yeah, essentially.
It's like a laser printer. but
Yeah.
bread.
I thought 2020, someone did like a dating game, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did. The funny part about the toaster though is like, I guess they messed up on the code because it actually printed out of words.
So you just gotta pick a couple of things, one negative sign maybe.
I walked into the room just playing for toast. They had to hear it.
Are they still working on that?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not-
Yeah. So,
I
I haven't really been able to mingle with the hackers very much.
So one of them is doing like,
I'm hoping during the expo, I actually.
yeah, that's my thing. I mean, was it Observer? Is that the rover?
Yeah.
So it's like, someone was really touched by that like old story about, how the one rover.
Opportunity.
Opportunity for.
This is the one on Mars that like ran out of battery and then
Sent the message back.
So this is, I was like, it's full.
Yeah, it's cold. They were really touched about that, right? So they actually, they're working on an application that says how far you are from it, depending on where you are.
That's actually pretty interesting. So
It's on the lake.
I'm assuming you can stay that from like,
You basically jig.
I'm assuming like NASA or something like that.
That's right. It's some kind of USB there, but like, is that how it's when they blew it down?
I would assume so. NASA's pretty open source.
That's why I want to make sure it's on top. I'm. And we gotta cut this down to different species of wood, different colors and textures. Glue it down, or sand it.
Yeah.
Now you're making it an image.
That's pretty
So,
cool. I mean, somebody that is that happy.
yeah, so if you try the best way to go, Adobe Illustrator or something.
All those commands I can help.
You'll go cut out, shape, like, you'll take that whole other key, break it apart, sitting on a piece of wood.
You said the cutoff for the event is at 5:15?
Yeah, if we're wrapping up at 5:30, we'll cut it off at 5:15.
All right, sounds good. And like I said, we'll work on distributing the prizes to those who win on
Yeah.
Discord side of things. We'll coordinate that for you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. People, there's a few people doing it too, and if she's doing it, looks like she's got it under control. So yeah, this is a good thing to kind of keep in mind. Like if you just kind of let it loose on people and see how they come up with solutions. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I've never done a workshop with this particular game. I went to OU, I went here too, and I graduated in 2019, but I did I think I did like 2 workshops in Linux that were like more hand-holdy, and I just didn't think they didn't stick as much, right? Like,
Yeah. It's always kind of like GitHub tutorials, right? Where it's just like, okay, now we're gonna check out of this branch.
yeah. And then you walk away with nothing.
Yeah. It's like, I think I might remember that, but I'll just Google it later.
How do I save my code? That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like set people up with a VM and like gave out some flash drives and stuff. I mean, at least they had the software when they left, but I just kind of walked them through like basic commands and like navigating the file system and like what it's like to install software. It had an okay turnout, but I think this is more fun.
Yeah. With so what major did you graduate with?
Computer engineering.
Computer engineering. Yeah. So I don't imagine you had to take PPL, did you? Principles programming languages.
Nope.
Yeah. So this is kind of my introduction to Linux is through this class. So it's been kind of a big dip because I think my past semester was Java 2, and so it's just like, okay, here's what interfaces are, and this is what abstract class is, and now it's just kind of like, okay, here's the command line, or here's the how to download Linux, right? So get Ubuntu on your computers, and now we're gonna build a lexical analyzer and figure it out.
Nice. Well, I wouldn't let anybody talk me into like trying to dual boot my computer or like replacing my OS. That's the one thing I try to steer people away from. Keep it in the VM for sure.
Yeah, which I think Windows Terminal actually has Ubuntu by default now, doesn't it?
So yeah, they've been trying to release this thing called Windows Subsystem for Linux, where like you start WSL and you are kind of in a Linux terminal in Windows still, like you're still in your Windows file system, but everything's been like structured in a Linux way. Like, I don't know.
So kind of like utilizing the Linux architecture for
and giving you
inside the
the
Windows system.
like the power of like all of the Unix and Linux commands.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, Windows command line doesn't have a lot of features, and then like if you ever try to get into PowerShell, it's built like Java, so everything looks like super like whatever you'd say camel case, I guess. And it's very wordy, verbose, I guess. Someone asked how much time we have left. Say 10 minutes.
He said we're going right to 5:30 or,
Let's say, yeah, 5:15, we'll wrap it up and,
is that good?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine with us. If you guys want to wrap up at 5:15, and then you guys can just announce who the winners are.
Yeah, is this all team-based or is it individual?
this is individual.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna have 4 winners.
Right.
How far is the furthest person right now?
I think someone is going to level 9.
No!
Wow. Okay.
Do I want to try it? Do I want to try Skylar?
Speed run's going to speed run.
Last 5 minutes.
Let's go.
Wait, is it 5 minutes?
It's actually, I think, like 10 minutes.
10 minutes, I'll wait till.
You're gonna wait till 5 minutes to see how far you can get.
I was legit like sitting like, I don't want to do this. I do this stuff. I literally learned the Linux kernel first before I knew how to do anything with an IDE.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I was interested. I was like, I want to learn. Dude, when I was learning C++, I went through GCC and not like Visual Studio. Same with Java. I never used Eclipse for that.
Was it just kind of a thing where you like hear the buzzwords and you're just like, oh yeah, I'll start with the hard thing.
No, dude, I don't know
I
why.
just started Linux for some reason.
Well, in the command line, you have stuff like Vim where you can write plugins that will do autocomplete and things other IDEs would do for you. You're just only using the keyboard, no mouse.
There's like times where I'd rather just use things in the command line, but a lot of people like jobs I work don't prefer that, so I have to kind of like think about them.
Yeah.
Especially when I was setting up something with Docker, and most of the time you do use the command line for that.
Right.
Because like I had to convince someone, I was like, yeah, so you do this, go through.
And I mean, that's the thing about software companies. They'll have like a workflow that you need to stay in,
Yeah.
and they'll have like
They're bringing in
their version of Eclipse or whatever that they've tailored for you guys in like the Git process and everything.
Definitely.
If you guys are hungry, we're bringing in Pickleman's for dinner.
Bring it what?
Pickleman's.
It's a sandwich
It's like
place.
a sandwich place, yeah.
It's actually like right somewhere over there.
That saves on delivery though.
Yeah.
Probably, it's not too far away.
Yeah, I think. I wonder if they actually swapped over there.
Maybe. I know Dr. J likes it.
Yeah, it
I've
seems
never,
like
I've never had
one like
I've never had pickle wings, but like, oh, Dr. Joe's like, oh, they're really good.
I mean, it's the sandwich place, right? I mean, it's just.
Sandwiches are, yeah, it's
It's as good as a sandwich can be.
Except Subway sucks.
It's a hot take.
Dude, every town has a Subway.
Every town has a Subway.
Every town has a Subway and a Sonic.
Yeah, you're probably true that it's Sonic. I would use that.
Especially in Oklahoma, if you go like these smaller towns.
Brahms is a Sonic.
Not even the Brahms. Like there's one town I went to that wasn't.
People have made this one. It was a nice, they break it down, make it ready for machining. It didn't have the rust. A song.
But they have some like other small places.
You fan of house gaming? No one told me this is the master short. I don't know if they're doing it. It's like,
I just hear people like moving up
this,
there.
and I was like, it's like 3 months or something. I think it's.
So do we want to just push dinner like a little bit earlier? Or would that mess up some of the events that we currently have scheduled? Because what time was dinner set?
You hit it with a heat gun, it kind of puts us in there.
6 o'clock, and right now it's not even 5:11. So you want to just push it back to 5:30 then? That would break.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll take 2 layers of deviation, something like that, so. Kind of groove down.
I mean, in the case that people do just go with the 6 o'clock, I mean, there's nothing we can do, the food's here.
Leave them together because they're machining. So they don't have that raw.
I mean, if they come at 6 o'clock, they come at 6 o'clock. The unfortunate thing is like with the food allergies and stuff like
That
that.
way we can have.
We just gotta figure out which switch, it's not labeling.
Perfect.
Well, the issue, right, is like if we have people that are going out to run shows, then they're going to get attention to the disorder issues. and we changed the time, and we got another sheet that said, we're like, yeah, someone who's vegan, and the vegan options are taken out for whatever reason.
They can make one roll out of 5 of them.
Which I doubt it, because, I mean, at least with, Slim Chickens, we have enough food, so we're probably fine. Especially since we're later in the day, people are probably, some people are going home, some people are.
Oh, I started collecting belts.
Yeah. You can.
Your imagination's doing well.
It's like when I get to the truck, you got it really early. This is definitely like enough play. It's kind of, I just think. Because I wasn't talking about no worries about.
Yeah, but first, they're the front.
Just
Almost,
chairs, stretch the legs, I guess.
No, they just want to go out and like do something. That's why that's the only reason why they would do it really early like this, without telling me. Because they wanted to do it before, because I said, I got it. I was like.
What's up first, you can model it.
Is there a reason that we kind of do it in order?
Yeah, they actually got a machine that it's hard to screw it up.
When it's a total speed, it's got a steer.
It's not the whole 3 months.
Like reset it, like this. I haven't copied it anymore.
Let's see, so someone was at like level 9, right? So you gotta at least.
When you live around.
You have to prove yourself.
So my yes and no. You get on the Facebook, they can find stuff.
That's just, they changed the price for like working from
A few years ago, but it is have something extra to destroy.
It's basically like controlling other systems.
But,
The trees get damaged with it, so when they did this.
And then like checking that.
When we took the large pecan slash to a sawmill. And turned them into.
just making sure that no one's having issues.
We dried them, that's all the firewood from it. But we dried them in my dad's shop for 2 years. We had what you wanted. You wanted them, so it's like, the general.
Yeah, I'm gonna post in the chat, we're wrapping up so people can get in their last minute solutions.
That could be 4th place, you know.
I hope so. I hope so.
Because I think,
I'm
there. I'm there too. So
there you go, you got 5 competitors.
So think about it, like residual stresses, it's all fibers. You dry them and take that moisture out. If you do it when they're like nice and slow, you're not stressing this as much. But you can make it.
well, is it okay if I just show you my screenshots?
Yeah.
Pull it back
It's in
to the
here.
entire area.
Oh, I got to level 5.
You got to level 5?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Was that your
Is this-
first time
yeah.
like using
That's
Linux,
fun.
or?
Two.
Was this your first time using a command line?
No, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, okay. See, that's pretty good.
4. And then 5. That's as far as I got.
Level 5.
So.
Yeah, it's cheering for me.
You
It really hopes I win.
a large piece of wood you run across it. And then you run a planer, which takes off. So we made.
Do they just have a whole like department dedicated to making like things that they give out?
I guess.
That's, you just get online, there's a lot of catalogs from like China and stuff, where you say, hey, I want this, and put my logo on it.
I see it, those probably just websites, there's a bunch of stuff like that there. I was kind of thinking,
I hope I win 4th place.
level 5, let's go.
Here.
We're waiting for one last person to finish typing at me.
All right.
Okay,
So-
so we got
My joiners from that.
Butterbean with level 5, I don't know who it is.
Factory.
Rinsworth got to level 11, really good.
Produces.
Aditya got to level 6,
Okay.
and then Monique at level 5.
So we got 3 winners?
So we had 3 winners and 2 people at level 5.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna kick it out, who gets level 6 next to them?
Well, who gave you the level 5 first?
I didn't send it because I figured since I was in person.
yeah, she came up to me first, I guess.
Okay, so maybe Rochambeau.
Yeah.
I mean, she could just walk away with it too, since she's.
I'll walk away with 4.
Okay, I'll just post who is
Yeah, you could message me the winners directly if you want.
okay, sure.
No, I'm not. It's actually trying to render a file, so this is, 200 something inserts. Well, no, I moved.
All right.
The way that Hughes works is you have a timeline for all of your,
Let's spell that person's name wrong.
you can move it forward or back and stuff, and then I moved it all the way at the end to the finished product. It's at 52% of trying to actually compute.
You said there's 2 or 3 people type on.
2. So Monique completed level 5 as well.
So.
Or no, she completed level 4 to go to 5.
It's number 1, like the whole.
Well, you know, let's see.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're down to the wire here. Yeah.
She didn't send me a screenshot, but she did actually post the commands next to the password, so.
Okay.
Put it in square, and then you make it which is the shape.
Okay.
Here, so when it comes around.
Those are the 3 people that won. I mean, I think it might be at your discretion if you want to give the prize to someone or not for the last place.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question.
Jason, what do you think?
What's that?
We just got the 2 people in level 5, and that's all the participants.
So we have, how many do it?
3, we have 3
a tie for
winners,
fourth
and then,
place.
2 people tied.
So the 3 winners all get to like level 10 or 11 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they're very clear winners, and then we just have the 2 people who were tied for 4th place.
Well, I mean, do we have a history of our command lines? Find the timeline on our command lines and check when that person sent you. Right?
Yeah, this person turned in their level 5 at 5:09.
Okay, so if you've got a command line for level 5.
All right, so your screenshot, right, your last one should have a timestamp, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's see what the timestamp.
I mean, use the data, right? Yeah, let's go. Follow it. Right, there you go. Insert in every location, so it comes around and just. So we're gonna build it, it's actually 10 has a machine shop, this is the process. But big. So this is on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't say it.
Yes, sir, it's just.
Well, yes, it's-
There's no timestamp. It was got in, right?
No, well, you can do more after that.
So yeah, there is no time stamp.
I don't think
Maybe
there's a
that's what we.
Probably
Megan.
not.
We
I'm
should be able to
not
have a
into-
conversation.
Concept.
Does
5
your
here.
screenshot perhaps?
Well-
No, it doesn't. I checked that.
Oh, no.
No, hold on, I think there might be.
But even like.
Okay.
You ever have to use running stuff, just use the ESA.
Yeah.
It's trash, but better.
Great.
A couple others.
Okay, so I can say an immediate congratulations to Rinsworth, Butterbean, and Aditya. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name. Aditya Nar-S Mahan. Okay. Very sorry about that. I probably butchered
you
that
win?
really bad.
There's no time.
We're currently deliberating on the fourth place, since two people tied for level 5. But you guys, I will definitely be coordinating with you to get you your prizes. So, thank you.
Thank you for participating.
Oh, you're one of the ones.
Is that person
Who are you?
location online?
Aditya,
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, this is Aditya.
All right, so can we get over there and get a photo of the two of you?
I honestly didn't expect to win. I was just playing around.
Yeah, sometimes you just do it.
Yeah, I mean, things happen, right?
But the website was really good. I loved it.
I took of the photo.
There you go.
Oh, there's the data. We'll figure that out.
All right. Well,
Okay, well, let's get this photo going.
Oh.
Love it.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, they're bringing us, I don't know what this is. It looks amazing. Wonderful. Enjoy the speaker.
It's time slow.
Looks like, no.
No.
Hey, but now you know.
Thank you so much.
I know. At least I know.
Was it too
This is
late?
cool. Thank you so much.
Dang, okay, so if you could just send me the name of that other fourth place person, I will coordinate a way to get them their prize.
Yeah, dead last.
Can you help us?
By 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
Call the baker, call the winner?
Absolutely. One of the winners.
Yes,
Absolutely.
At least I got one.
I definitely don't think we.
No, I'm trying to get it.
Oh, you take pictures?
Yeah, all right, I'll get a little
Here,
closer
you want me
so
to
it
take the
actually has
picture?
you
You
guys a
got
little
it.
bit more frame.
Uh-huh.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, I took 3, so there's gotta be a good one in there, right?
Thank you so much.
All right. To distribute.
All right.
And trust that you'll get them there.
And finally, thank you to Monique. I will get you your prize, but thank you guys for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.